This story isn't a Hollywood story at all, but it is a logical one. Just about everyone is familiar with Blue Blur, known as Sonic the Hedgehog. Likewise, just about everyone is familiar with his video games. Now, in this world, you play as Sonic the Hedgehog if you aren't a guest, and your goal in the game is to rescue all the captured animals from Dr. Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman. In reality, Sonic is a hedgehog, and he indeed is blue. The reason he is blue has to do with animal testing conducted by a scientist named Robotnik and his assistant Snively. This entire world of Mobius, as well as all its components, are simply hallucinations of a drugged-up test hedgehog that turned blue as a result of the testing. Now, is it just me, or has anyone else noticed the fact that pretty much no one but Sonic has the capabilities to transverse the world that he's in? Being the fastest thing alive, he is capable of making it around those random loops and over those large jumps and spikes on every turn. While those characters may get far, ultimately the world is made solely for Sonic. Good explanation for those random loops and speed tracks in the world could be a hamster wheel in Sonic's cage. Then you have the fact that this speedster can't deal well with large bodies of water. The reason for this may be that the hedgehog is trying to swim in its blue bowl of water, but in reality is splashing with his head dunked in. Another recurring factor of the three games is where you end up ultimately. Every single game ends with a huge fight in space. This is because all Sonic is trying to do is get out of his cage, and once he does, he's overcome by the lack of confinement. In other words, being outside his cage is like if we go out into space. In his hallucination, of course. Now, onto the living beings of Mobius. Starting with the Blue Blur himself. Why is he so fast? Why is he so blue? The answer to both is drug testing. In reality, Sonic isn't fast at all, but he is perceiving a world to be extra slow from a dope and thinks he's the fastest thing alive again. He is on a constant trip and can't stand still. Then we look at Tails. He has two tails and is a genius. That's because he's sitting in a cage right next to Sonic, and all sorts of tests had to be done on him as well. So they become close because the animals, they were the most tampered with. The Doctor has two names for simple reasons. Robotnik because he deals with robotics on the animals, and Ant-Man because he also breeds more test subjects. Other aspects of Sonic's world are easily explained by this as well, like the tripped out bonus stages, rings, power-up monitors, and Chaos Emeralds. The Doctor is testing on these animals to make them more intelligent and physically capable. So every once in a while, he puts Sonic into a maze filled with treats resembling rings, to reward him for reaching certain points, like a typical mouse maze. Monitors are just some connection to the computer monitors you would expect to see in a lab. As for the 7 Chaos Emeralds, they are just small pills the Doctor gives to Sonic every day. Once he takes all 7 of them, he feels more powerful and unbalanced mentally than before, almost feeling superpowered. So that's what's really going on in the tripped out world of Mobius. A scientist is conducting some animal test experiments, and one, a hedgehog, turned blue, is having some really bad trips from the treatments.